Today's game is titled Rising from the Ashes, and I can remember being here just a few days after the fires of February 7th. I was up here actually with Christine, and this whole football oval was covered in army. It was covered in tents, it was covered in trucks, it was covered in army reservists, about 600 of them. And many people said that it would never be able to return this oval, that we'd never see football here again over this season.
And at this stage, I'd like to welcome also a bit of a legend in my eyes. I didn't think it would ever come, but Peter Garrett. Sing the national anthem.
Look, I think coming into the town as we got closer and closer, just a sense of the all-encompassing impact of this incredible fire event. Now, you see it on TV, you read about it, you follow it quite closely, but as ever, nothing quite prepares you for the first-person experience, and it's been incredible and quite confronting.
As I wander through the thousands of people that are gathered here at the Kinglake Footy Ground for this momentous match, I meet Rick Wall. Rick is from the Dandenong Rangers, but he's been hired as administrator because there are some real concerns about the future of the Kinglake Club.
There's 13 people in this club who lost their houses, and there are also a number of children associated with this club who lost their lives, yes, and friends of friends, and so there were quite a number of bereavements associated indirectly with the club. No players lost their lives, but to put that behind them and to focus on what they're doing, I think A, it shows their personality, strength of personality, but B, I think it shows perhaps the traumatic. They've got to turn their back on the trauma and focus on something different, and maybe that's their psychology making them do that, you know?
In terms of sporting facilities itself around the ground, was anything lost on February 7th?
The pavilion survived, but the restaurant out the back is gone, and across the road, just across the road, their house is gone. So every bloody thing is burned except for the pavilion.
And as he opens his can of well-earned soft drink, who am I speaking to?
Craig Lawless, First Lieutenant, Kinglake Fire Brigade.
Have you lived here much of your life?
I've lived here 32 years of my life, and I'm 32 years old, so I've lived here all my life, and I'm not about to leave at the moment.
What are you noticing about Kinglake?
It's back to the old community spirit that we used to have many years ago, where we used to be a lot more of a smaller town. Everyone knew everyone, and it's getting back to that again.
Really?
Everyone's been meeting everyone again. People know people they didn't know before the fires, and it's good that everyone's getting back together and helping each other out.
So there's new relationships being formed out of this?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people from the night of the fires and from the weeks after that started helping each other that may have not known each other before or may not have helped as much. It's the first game of the year, so hopefully the Lakers will go out there and play with a lot of spirit and a lot of pride for the town.
Well, they're doing pretty well, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, they're winning at the moment by about 5 goals.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just changed to 4, but hopefully it'll stay that way for the rest of the day.
With a lot of families, it's a bit uncertain as to whether they want to come back. There are some families that are very definite about coming back, but there are some that aren't so definite because we've lost 18 children through moving and through loss of houses and all that sort of thing. We also, 3 children passed away at the school, so that was very sad to know that there were 3 children that were never going to be there again. We deal with it honestly, but we all try not to dwell on it. So we will talk about it and then we'll move on and try and make everything as positive as we can. But there's no small talk anymore. Nobody talks about the weather anymore. We just get straight to the guts of the matter with anything. And there's a certain intensity at school and amongst the parents and teachers that wasn't there before.
The Lakers have just come onto the ground to a lot of applause here at the Kinglake Footy Oval. And they're wearing those commemorative colours for the CFA Cup, the grey and the black over the top of their gold and green. They're just doing a tour now, warming up.
If they come away with their 4 points, it's fantastic. Anything else can happen. The pavilion can fall down, doesn't matter. If they get their 4 points, that's that's all it's going to count. But I think that'll make the people feel a little bit better about themselves. 6 months' time, the media's gone, everybody else is gone. There's snow up here, people living in sheds or caravans.
What are you doing, Craig? You staying in town?
I'm staying in town, yep. Like I tell people, it's the best place I've ever lived. It is the only place, but it's still the best place. So we'll keep on living here for a few years yet.
Let's go play some footy.
Lay down beside me and be still your mind. Come place your will for the promise of life, in the knowledge that hope will fly on in your sky. From the top of this sleeping hill, I remember where we first met, where we kissed as the seasons changed. I won't forget.
And I know today, as this story goes out across Victoria and across Australia, about the courage and the hope and the inspiration and the dreams that you've got in this community, getting the football team back together, getting the Lakers back together and playing this season. You are an inspiration. That's what you are, an inspiration.
We'll move forward together as we heal side by side, as we build stone by stone, hand in hand, you and I. From the top of this sleeping hill, I remember where we first met, where we kissed as the seasons changed. Oh, I'll never forget. I will never forget. Lest we forget. Lest we.
And it's been a very big win for Kinglake. What a wonderful result for them. They have destroyed their opponents, 13-8-86, 21-13, 139. It's been a pretty good performance as we're back in the centre. Hand pass comes out to Schoon. Schoon taken without it. Now here's an opportunity.